It's episode 78 of Family Life Mornings. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast, some of the moments that were out of this world.
The only thing I really know about Star Wars is the couple, Darth and Ella.
Oh, Ella.
The Vader family?
Stop. Just stop.
That's the only thing.
Send you to a galaxy far, far away.
If you stick around long enough, this will all start to make sense.
It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
It was like 5 years in a row, my family found a bird's nest in the Christmas tree when we brought it home from the tree farm. I mean, you hear, it was there a story last year where somebody found a snake in their tree. Mm-hmm. You hear about bugs in trees, and it's like, why do we bring these things into our house again? But this one, this might be the cutest thing ever found in a tree. Big, fluffy ears and little tiny eyes and the cutest little nose.
Was it Randy?
So close.
Oh,
so
my
close.
tree climbing days are over.
It was a koala bear. This happened in Australia. They don't think that the koala made it from the tree farm. They think that it snuck into the house and they got very curious about the tree and ended up in there. And so you might be wondering, why don't we just let koalas hang out in trees?
Right. Why?
I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
You're thinking they don't have the koalifications.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that.
It's because they're marsupials. That's the real reason why. Right?
I like your first answer better.
You know we're friends because we're already on a first-name basis. It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy from Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
Taking back to high school where you're given an essay test and one of the questions you have absolutely no idea what the answer is, but you want to write something down. So you get very creative and you write something down and the teacher comes back with saying, well, Steve, that was very creative, but that was absolutely the wrong answer. You're not even close. Reminded me because of a driver in Washington State where recently he was pulled over by a state trooper for extremely dim headlights. And upon further inspection, the trooper looked at the front of the car, which had been damaged somewhat with front-end damage, and noticed that the driver had put a couple of flashlights and duct taped them.
No,
You're not supposed and then, and the trooper said, "Well, creativity, you get an A+. Legality, you have just failed. And here's your ticket. And have a nice day."
A little serious, a little silly, a perfect balance to start your day. Family Life Mornings.
Boy, talk about one of the hardest workers at the hospital, practically running up and down the halls, checking in on all the patients, all with a really big smile on his face, tongue hanging out. Shiloh brings smiles wherever he goes. All those smiles really needed during COVID because Shiloh is a good boy. Shiloh is a golden retriever, the best kind of dog ever. He's got the official badge to show that he works at Wexler Medical Center in Ohio. I think his title is Dogter. Instead of a doctor, he's a doctor. And it's not unusual at hospitals. But what I think is kind of cool is that somebody took a picture of Shiloh working and posted it on Twitter. And then other people who work at other hospitals with other dogs started posting those dogs on Twitter. And if there's anything cuter than Shiloh, it's Shiloh and all those other really cute dogs, too.
The morning time, it's God's time. Thanks for waking up with Family Life Mornings.
It's Christmas time in COVID. What's a girl to do? Do you plan for a large family gathering or just for a few? To be honest, I'm not feeling it this year. Not the decorations or the Yuletide cheer. Everything this year is virtual and all online, from the pageants and parades to lightings of pine. The bells may be jingling, the wassailers singing, but if you don't click a link, the silver bells won't be ringing. The iPads will be placed in the dining room with care in hopes that the whole family will be Zooming in there. Is that you, Dad? Can you move the camera up? No, that's your chin. No, that's your cup. I think your internet connection is poor. Why don't you try on the first floor? Mom, you're on mute. Wait, is that a hazmat suit? What is the point of decking the halls if no one is going to see them at all? Who needs all the baubles as crammed as can be? I just need one festive backdrop for my colleagues to see. And what does one do about the traditional meal, which for most of my house holds no appeal? Sure, they like the cookies, the pies, and the cakes, but do I even bother with a big ham to bake? Definitely no toys that bang or clang or make noise. The parents still have work to do to maintain their poise. And nothing that takes bandwidth. It's already slow. Do the kids still have virtual school if we get like a foot of snow? We'll live stream the delivery of the gifts for all to see, just so long as you stay 6 feet away from me. Sure, I'll have some milk and cookies by the pound. Whoever knew we'd come out of quarantine so round? 2020 has shown we need much less than we thought. It makes me think twice before too many gifts are bought. Rather than endless piles of presents under the tree, we just need God, our families, health and safety. We're all longing to be with family and friends. Oh, when will this physical distancing end? My favorite part of Christmas this year, the most fun, is knowing it's just weeks before 2020 is done.
Starting your day with a smile and a dose of encouragement, too. Family Life Mornings.
Burglary in progress. That would make everybody a little bit nervous. It was at a work in Virginia, a workplace, and they heard rustling inside of a door, and so they called the police, and two policemen came there, and they heard the sounds too, and ends up that it wasn't just one suspect in there, not just two. There was a dozen burglars in the building.
What?
Making all kinds of noise, and the police found them, and the burglars had masks on, but unfortunately they couldn't even take the masks off, these burglars. They were raccoons.
I was going to say.
It's hard to get the masks off the raccoons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They let them go this time. Got off light.
They're here to wake you up, pick you up, and lift you up. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
I'm still trying to add to my list here.
Yeah, the other. 85% of people chose other. When they said, what's your favorite winter or cold weather sport? There's hockey, skiing, skating, snowboarding, but then this big group of people that says other. Randy, you have some ideas from your childhood?
Oh, my goodness, yes. We'd have snowball fights. We'd build snow forts. We'd make snow angels. We'd build snowmen. We'd just frolic in the snow.
Frolicking is the other, maybe. I don't know. I think it's kind of a sport just trying to get back into the pants that you could fit into before Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Mel could be
texted
sport.
Us. Mel said ice fishing. Which, But Mel said not for me. But it's a consideration. What other things can happen during the winter?
We eat a lot and we watch a lot of TV and just kind of other.
There's my kind of sport right there.
We can't always take your call, but we will see your text if you send a message to 888-413-4156.
This is Family Life Mornings.
Well, they are the official Christmas colors, but red and green may be stressing you out. And here's why. It's all about conflict. Red is this high energy, aggressive color. I mean, you see red and it's like, warning, warning, warning. And then you have green. Green is this peaceful color that's all about harmony. And the two together, well, they leave us like feeling conflicted and like all these mixed emotions. Sort of how you feel about Christmas in 2020.
It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
James Hobson is a Canadian engineer, but you might think he's really from a galaxy far, far away. Hobson has created the world's first, and it's real, the first retractable lightsaber. With the push of a button, the plasma blade appears. With another push, it disappears. But I'm not sure you want to get in a sword fight with it because the lightsaber can slice through metal objects like a knife through cheese.
Wow, that's pretty amazing invention.
I mean, could you use it to like carve your turkey? Can you imagine being
that'd be kind of neat. Now, I'm not a Star Wars person. Matter of fact, I'm so much not a Star Wars person, and when you said lightsaber, I was thinking cherry's my favorite flavor. But then, you said lightsaber, not lifesaver. That was one thing. The only thing I really know about Star Wars is the couple, Darth and Ella.
Oh, Ella.
The Vader family?
Stop. Just stop.
That's the only thing.
Send you to a galaxy far, far away.
a new day, a new start, a God who never changes. You're waking up with Family Life Mornings.
There's so many food trends that we saw in 2020 because, people were just home more, and so what do? You eat, and if you want to eat, you got to cook. So if we look back at this year, banana bread was the number 3 most popular recipe of the year. By the way, if you've never had the Joanna Gaines banana bread recipe, it's the best. Number 2 was whipped coffee, where you would kind of mix the cream and instant coffee and whip it. And then you would put that on top of milk or something. We did that in our house. It was a lot of work for, a unique cup of coffee. And then the number 1 food trend of the year, which I can't even believe. I think this was one of the first ones that you saw on TikTok. That's probably why it came in number 1, was pancake cereal. Do you remember people making teeny tiny pancakes and then putting them in a bowl and drowning them in milk, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if you're going to do it, just do a big pancake and drown it in syrup.
Bingo.
I think you're going to enjoy that a little bit more. So,
I'm on board
yes.
with that.
Not going to miss some of these food trends when we get to 2021, right?
You'll always wake up on the right side of the bed when you start your day with Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
I never had the blessing growing up of grandparents who were alive when I was alive. They had all passed away. But we had an aunt. She was actually my great aunt, my dad's aunt, Aunt Lib, who was just a great example. She was a hard worker. She was even an athletic director at a private school, has an athletic field named after her to this day in Pennsylvania. But it reminded me of her when I saw what group takes the most power naps. What group? And I was really curious. And I see that ants take power naps throughout the day. They only last about a minute. In essence, it allows them to work 24/7. And my aunt she was a hard. These are worker ants, and
I'm an aunt, so
right,
I should be
right. Yeah. So
my
my great aunt apparently was among the group who took the most power naps, the worker ants.
Right. I think this is actually talking about the insects. Steve, is it A-N-T or A-U-N-T?
Oh, that's right. The spelling there, that makes a difference.
Right.
I'm just glad no one ever stepped on her.
If it's too early for you to start thinking about real life, it's okay. You can hang out with us as long as you want.
This is Family Life Mornings.